Hello, my name's Karen Wakelin. I'm one of the Improvement and Development Managers for Social Care Wales. This presentation is going to take you through the new Level 4 and 5 qualifications for health and social care and the impact of these on registration as a social care manager. Level 4 Health and Social Care Professional Practice Qualification. This qualification has been designed for those workers who wish to develop a level of expertise in a particular area of practice. They may include team leaders or practice leaders. The content of the qualification can be found in the qualification specification, and the way it will be assessed can be found in the assessment pack. Both of these can be found on Health and Care Learning Wales website. A minimum of 62 credits must be achieved for this qualification. The size of the pathway units vary a little, and some learners might need slightly more credits than this. There are two mandatory units in the qualification. The first is legislation, theories and models of person or child-centred practice, and that's a knowledge-only unit. The second is professional practice, and that's a practice unit. And there are a range of optional or pathway units. Learners will select one of these. The pathway units are Lead in Practice with individuals living with dementia, individuals living with mental ill health, individuals with learning disability and or autism, children and young people who are looked after, disabled children and young people, families and carers, or leading support for reducing restrictive practices through positive approaches for behaviour support. The first mandatory unit in the qualification is the same as one of three mandatory units in the Level 4 Preparing for Leadership and Management qualification, and we're going to talk about this on the next slide. This allows an element of transferability should learners wish to develop as a manager at a later date. The assessment of the qualification is made up of structured tasks which are set by the awarding body, and these include evaluation of practice to improve outcomes for individuals, the implementation of a plan to improve practice in the setting, and observation of that implementation. It also includes a reflective log, a portfolio of evidence, and a professional discussion. Each of the assessment tasks for the qualification will be released incrementally by the assessor, and this makes sure that they're completed sequentially. The length of time it takes to complete will therefore depend on the speed at which the learner moves through the tasks. The qualification can be funded through the Apprenticeship Framework, and learners can choose to complete it on its own or alongside the Level 4 Preparing for Leadership and Management in Health and Social Care. All learners using apprenticeship funding must complete essential skills qualifications as well. Only one pathway unit can be completed for the qualification, but the content of any of the units can be used to inform continued professional development. Learners must be at least 18 years of age to undertake the qualification. They must also be in a role where they can provide evidence of practice at this level. There are also some other Level 4 qualifications for advocacy, shared lives and the social services practitioner. So these qualifications have been developed for specific functional areas. The assessment will be similar to that of the other qualifications, but with a stronger focus on the functions of the role. And we're going to be running separate events for these qualifications because they're role specific. So the Level 4 Preparing for Leadership and Management in Health and Social Care qualification. This 60 credit qualification has been developed for aspiring managers. It's based on the University of Wales Step Up to Management qualification and provides learners with the knowledge and understanding needed to undertake a management role and progress onto the Level 5 practice qualification. It's a prerequisite for the Level 5 Leadership and Management of Health and Social Care practice qualification and will be needed for registration along with enrolment on or completion of the new Level 5 qualification. The qualification is made up of 3 knowledge-only units. The first is legislation, theories and models of person or child-centred practice. That's also in the professional practice qualification that we just looked at. Theoretical frameworks for leadership and management in health and social care. Leadership and management of effective team performance in health and social care services. Each unit has a combination of written and oral assessments, and these are set by the awarding body. Again, the content of the qualification can be found in the qualification specification, and the way it can be assessed is found in the assessment pack, and they are accessed on the Health and Care Learning Wales website. The qualification can also be funded through the Apprenticeship Framework and completed alongside either the Level 4 Professional Practice qualification or the Level 5 Leadership and Management qualification. The minimum age for undertaking this qualification is 18. Okay, so I'm going to talk next about the Level 5 Leadership and Management qualification in health and social care. So learners will have needed to have completed either the Level 4 Preparing for Leadership and Management or the University of South Wales Step Up to Management qualification prior to starting the Level 5 qualification. This qualification requires learners to put the knowledge they have learned in Level 4 qualification into practice. And learners must be in a role where they can show that they meet the requirements. The 120 credit qualification is made up of 90 credits mandatory content and 30 credits from optional units. The 90 credits cover generic aspects of the leadership and management of social care services, including person or child-centred practice, effective team performance, quality of service delivery, professional practice, safeguarding and health and safety. It will be a requirement for registration for new managers to either hold this or be enrolled on it. Those enrolled on the qualification must complete it within 3 years of their date of registration as a manager. The assessment of the qualification is made up of a business project based on an opportunity for a new or revised provision within the service or organisation to improve service delivery, and that would include observation. It includes a reflective log, a portfolio of evidence, and again, a professional discussion. The content of the qualification again can be found in the qualification specification and the assessment in the assessment pack on Health and Care Learning Wales website. Qualification can be funded through the Apprenticeship Framework, and the minimum age for completion is 18. Okay, so the next slide is a screenshot really of our website. We have a qualification framework for social care and regulated childcare, and this can be used to see which qualification is required for different roles. It can be located on the Find a Qualification tab on our website, as shown on the screen. It's an interactive framework which can be used to drill down from service areas into roles and then the qualifications needed. The example on screen here shows care home services for adults, and you can click on any of those job roles and it'll tell you the qualifications which are needed. So the next 2 slides are the same screenshots in Welsh. So the qualification framework, it sets out the requirements and recommendations for qualifications for a wide range of roles. And it's an interactive tool and sets out a number of things. So the current qualification accepted sets out the current qualifications that are accepted for practice and whether there are any registration requirements for a particular role. The section for other requirements sets out any additional requirements set by others, for example, service regulators. The section for other qualifications sets out any other current or older qualifications that are accepted for practice, for example, the QCF diplomas or MBQ qualifications. The section for other UK qualifications sets out any UK qualifications which are accepted for practice, along with any top-ups that may be needed. The induction requirements sets out any specific induction requirements and, where relevant, links to the All Wales Induction Framework. PRTL, Post-Registration Training and Learning. This sets out any additional learning needed for a particular role, usually for registration. And the qualification can be accessed on our website. The link to it is in the notes page. So what's needed for registration? The qualifications required for each role for registration are listed on the Qualification Framework. Sometimes managers may hold a similar qualification to one of those listed. For example, Level 5 Diploma in Leadership of Health and Social Care Services, Adults Management, but they want to work in a different role, perhaps in care home services where they would need a Level 5 Diploma in Leadership of Health and Social Care Services, but Adults Residential Management. Another example would be someone coming to work in Wales from another UK nation. In the past, managers would have been able to top up their qualification with additional units. This is no longer possible. Following discussions with the sector, we've decided to develop an induction framework for social care managers. The induction framework is based on the learning outcomes of the new Level 5 qualification. We'll be introducing this at a later date for all new social care managers, but for those who wish to use an alternative qualification, as we've just described, completion will be required within their first 3 years of registration. This will ensure they've been given the opportunity and support to develop the skills and competencies for their new role. Completion of the induction framework will replace the need for top-up units. Those moving from another UK nation would then learn about specific Welsh legislation and show how they're applying this in their practice. We're currently working on detailed guidance for this, and we'll be running sessions for employers a little later in the year. This will include who would be responsible for signing off the framework as being completed. It will be implemented immediately for those managers who need it as a top-up for their qualification for registration, and then later in the year for general use for social care managers. So if you have any queries about qualifications, please contact us and let us know, and look out for the upcoming events for the implementation of the induction framework. Thank you.